Hey everybody, Tom here for Beyond Walt Disney Planet. I am at Stone Mountain outside of Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to take a look around and see what all we can find. The carving on the side of the mountain 400 feet above the ground has three of the Civil War heroes of the day. You got President Jefferson Davis, General Robert E. Lee, and Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson. Actual carving is 90 by 190 feet and is recessed 42 feet into the mountain. So this makes it the largest high relief sculpture in the world. And be able to take a sky ride up to the top, which I will be doing soon, and I can show you from the top.
And once we rise above this tree line here, the carving is going to come into view off to the right. And the carving features, on the left, Confederate President Jefferson Davis. In the center is General Robert E. Lee, and on the back side is General Thomas Stonewall Jackson. They're on their horses Blackjack, Traveler, and Little Sorrel. Now the perimeter of the carving is about 3 acres large, and the carving itself is over a football field. From left to right it's 190 feet, top to bottom 90. And as we approach the mountain, this is really the only way you can see how deep the carving actually is by taking the sky ride. They had a blast in 42 feet. Now the mountain itself, no one knows for sure, but it's estimated that it's between 300 and 350 million years old. And only a very small portion of the mountain is visible as it extends under the ground 5 to 7 miles and into the surrounding counties. The summit of the mountain is 825 feet high, and on a clear day you can see for 60 miles in all directions. Unfortunately today is not one of those days due to the haze.
Look how high we are.
Now as we approach the tower, we're going to swing forward and back a couple times, and I'll let you know when the first one's going to happen. And here comes the first one. And one more time.
Feels like I'm surfing,
The Skyride is pretty much running back to back today. As soon as we can unload and load them up, we're on our way, so feel free to spend as much time as you would like to on top of the mountain. The last car down will be at 5:30 p.m. and you'll need to be inside this green building if you would like a ride down, or you'll be hiking. We're going to bump a couple times here. And that's the end of the thrill ride.
I don't like
It's been my pleasure.
Under clear skies you can see miles around from the top of the mountain, but unfortunately today with the haze can't exactly see very far, but it's still a really nice looking view up here, if not a bit windy. Go take a look from the other side now. Alright, actually on top of the mountain itself now. Quite breezy, so I apologize ahead of time. Let's see what kind of view we can get from the other side here. Not exactly smooth up here either. There's a few hiking trails to the top, so I might hike down. It depends on how I feel in a little while, or how long it takes. Yeah, you get a nice view from this side too. I know the video can be a little bit shaky, so kind of bear with me on that. Here. Wow. Quite a view from over here. You see the Skyride coming in. We rode that up to the top. And luckily for us, there's a nice chain link fence here to keep people from falling or jumping off the top. Good old safety fence. Warning, do not go beyond this fence. Violators will be prosecuted. Guess they'll arrest your corpse on the bottom. So that's the bottom portion of the Stone Mountain Park. Well, part of it. A lot of water around here too. A little bit less hazy on this side too. All right. Gonna go check out the other side now. The unloading area at the top for the Skyride has a small snack bar. You get popcorn, pretzels, drinks. There's also a small gift shop up there. So we're going to check out the north side of the mountain now and go down the walking trail. All right, the view from the north side of the mountain, where the walking trail is. Got a yellow line as the trail marker. So we're going to walk along it. I mean, it's just over a mile long from the top of the mountain to the bottom. Don't worry, I'll skip ahead on the video. I'm not going to make you watch me walk an entire mile. But it actually goes in and out through the trees, which you can see from the top of the mountain isn't exactly barren. There's a lot of trees growing on the north side of the mountain. Over the years, the sediment comes up here and then seeds. Then you end up with a bunch of trees. So here is the top part, and we'll pick up from, I guess, midway down. So I'm hearing there's some pretty nice views from up here. So they got railings here for one of the steeper parts of the climb. I chose to walk down the trail rather than up. Almost slipped. Good reason for the handles here.
We're just gonna add it for you.
Yeah, lots of people use this as a running trail apparently.
He's like, I'm sure. And then you're like, well, no, wait, what?
Another nice view walking through the trees. Wires for the top of the buildings up there. That's the only bad looking part. It's really a nice view from up here. Gorgeous weather today too. is Friday before Easter 2016. Got some down trees here. So I feel like this one was cut down. Probably looks like it was struck by lightning or termites ate a lot of it. There's actually another trail up here that the rangers use for their off-road vehicles to get to the top. Looks like there's a cover here. Picnic area. Or a rest stop for some people, probably. Got a lot of pebbles on the ground. Got some steps. And for anyone that has played the game Skyrim, this kind of reminds me of that game. The climb to the top with all the steps. Gotta really be steady on your feet up here. Oh, yeah. So we'll pick this up a little further down. Looks like the termites have a field day in this area. You see there's quite a lot of decay here, where it was eaten to the point where the tree actually collapsed. See multiple trees up here like this. There's a lot of trees up in this area. A lot of big giant steps here too. It's actually nice to see this place is in pretty clean condition, meaning there's no spray paint graffiti anywhere. Although some people have actually gouged their initials into the stone itself. I think that's kind of ignorant myself, but you know, spray paint can be pretty much washed off, but when you gouge your name in there, that's pretty much there for good. Just noticed one of the poles up here carrying the wires. People have deposited their used chewing gum all around the pole. This is reminiscent of another YouTube video I saw that had chewing gum all over a wall. Kind of cool and gross at the same time. Last time I was on this mountain was 32 years ago. I was a 10-year-old Boy Scout. We were on our way up to South Carolina to a camp. We were there for 2 weeks. This was one of our stops, and it's a lot harder than I remember. Mostly because I'm 32 years older than I was. And I'm still going down rather than up. I couldn't even imagine doing it now. Now there's signs up warning people that the rocks are slippery when wet, but I can assure you they're equally slippery when they're dry. I've almost fallen numerous times. You can see the size of some of these boulders. You gotta kind of get around. But then you see some of the other people walking up without much effort. But then again, this is near the bottom, so they still have a pretty good long way to go. Here are the Confederate flags. The battle flag, which has raised a lot of controversy over the last few years, was not actually their first flag. The first flag was this one here on the right hand side. It was changed because from a distance it couldn't be distinguished properly from the actual flag of the United States. So it was changed to the second design here, and then it was changed to the third design because when a flag was laying limp, as in there was no wind to make it appear to wave like it is right now, it could be mistaken for a truce flag. And the Confederate battle flag was designed to help distinguish between the Confederate soldiers and the Union soldiers. There is a plaque here at the base of the battle flag, and it says, "At the Battle of Manassas, July 21st, 1861, the Confederate commander was able to recognize the reinforcements because of the dust of the battle. The stars and bars in the Confederacy could hardly be distinguished from the stars and stripes of Union forces. As a result, the Confederate battle flag was adopted in September 1861. Now keep in mind, whether or not you are from the North or the South, this is a part of our history, and as such, I think it should still be available for people to see and learn. You can make your own decisions based on what you think the Confederacy was fighting for. I'm not going to dig into that part. You can do that for yourselves. At last, we're on the base of the mountain. That was a fun little hike, if not a little bit tiring as well. So we're gonna go take a look around and see what other stuff we can find out. Right now I'm inside of a museum dedicated to Stone Mountain, and it tells us how Stone Mountain became what it is. As I told you from the top, sediment builds up and the trees grew, and this tells you exactly how that happened. So we're going to get a nice close look here. Got stage 1. Stage 2. Good. Stage 3. You're gonna have to pause to read. Got stage 4. Got stage 5. And finally, stage 6. In the lobby of the museum, there is a replica of the memorial carving on the side of Stone Mountain. Got Jefferson Davis on the left-hand side. You got Robert E. Lee in the center. And then you got Thomas Stonewall Jackson on the right-hand side, all on horseback. This is a basic copy of the memorial on the side of Stone Mountain. They've got a mini golf course here that seems to be popular with the young ones. I'll be foregoing this activity, but it's still pretty cool to see. Actually on a train that goes around the entire mountain. So we're gonna sit back and relax and enjoy the view.
While the train is in motion. Rule number 2, please keep everything and anything inside the train at all times. And note that this train cannot stop to retrieve any items dropped from the train. And finally, rule number 3, no smoking. So remember, stay seated, stay inside, and no smoking. Now back to you, Chelsea.
Thank you for those rules, Aaron. Those rules for smoking. You guys see what I did there? You see? Now here at the railroad, we have a special way of saying the radio. We say all aboard. So on a count of 3, I want everyone to give their most enthusiastic all aboard. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All aboard!
Awesome! You guys are great. Now, throw your hands up if you've ever ridden the train. Alright, welcome back. And for those of you riding for the first time, welcome. We're going to do things a little differently than in the past. The train will still make a continuous trip around the mountain. Sorry, no stops on this route. And I'll be here to point out the sights and tell you fun facts as we make our way around the mountain. Now, I think it's time we let our hair down a little bit. Now, I want to start out with the first car. When I say go, I want the first car to lift their hands up and cheer as loud as you possibly can. Are you ready, first car? Go! First car! 50 miles per hour, you know, so we can enjoy the sights. But guess how fast we could go? Anyone want to guess how fast we could be going? Anybody up here want to guess? How fast did the train go? You got to guess? No? What about you? How much?
It's a nice view of the outside of the museum that we visited.
All right, now give a wave to all of the trail goers right there. Give a friendly wave to Reno.
And here is the start of the trail up the mountain.
All right, now we're about to pass Confederate Hall and the wall of it. If you want to see the top of Stone Mountain, you're in luck. We're about to take a sharp left up the hill, so brace yourselves. Were you guys scared? Were you a little nervous about that sharp turn? There you go. Alright, now all joking aside, there's 2 ways to get to the mountain. You can take the walk-up trail, which is exactly what it sounds like, a trail where you can walk and mountain on foot. The trip takes about 30 to 60 minutes, depending on how much I usually make it up.
You see the base up at the top there with the tower.
It is a beautiful climb. Now show of hands. Who climbs the mountain? Anyone? Oh, we have. So we know Stone Mountain began forming a long time ago, when a galaxy far, far away. You see a body of Alright, now a body of magma. Does anyone, before I keep going, know what magma is? Anyone? What's magma?
It's a cool view of the side of the mountain here. This the western edge of it.
And there's twice that much below ground. I'd say that's just about picture perfect. And speaking of pictures, I'll give you guys time to take in the scenery and take some pictures for your scrapbook.
Gentlemen, your safety is our first concern here on Stone Mountain. So please remember to remain seated while the train is in motion. This includes moving from one seat to another seat. Again, please remember to remain seated. Thank you.
Got some little mock-up buildings here. We were told they do occasional shows here for Christmas and summertime. It's another engine. Some of the cars. Old caboose.
All right, does anyone know what we're coming up on next? Anyone know? Oh, that's right, we're coming up on the quarry. Since the 1800s, stone workers quarried granite here at Stone Mountain. Granite from Stone Mountain has
This is some of the old tour train cars.
The base of the Lincoln Memorial is Stone Mountain granite. The U.S. Capitol contains Stone Mountain granite. And the locks at Panama Canal are what? Stone Mountain granite.
Wow.
The Imperial Hotel in Japan proudly states that their granite came from...
Another good view of the mountain here. With the memorial carving from the train.
Each is riding his favorite horse. Davis is on Blackjack, Lee on Traveler, and Stonewall Jackson is astride Little Sorrel. This is the only monument in the world dedicated to Southern Civil War generals, and they are certainly bigger than life. General Robert E. Lee is over 9 stories tall. Jefferson Davis' thumb is the size of the sofa in your living room. And you can fit a Volkswagen Beetle in the nostril of Davis's Blackjack. All right, that completes our trip around the mountain. Thank you guys so much for coming on this ride with me. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
And we are back at the train station. All right, guys, after riding the train, I came back to see if we get a little better view, unmoving view anyway. So the carving itself is considered the largest high-relief sculpture in the world. It's 400 feet above the ground, and it measures 190 by 90 feet. And the 3 people on the carving are President Jefferson Davis is on the left-hand side. You got Robert E. Lee in the center, and Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson on the right-hand side. The carving itself didn't even start until 1923, and it took till 1972 to finish the actual carving. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the little visit to Stone Mountain, Georgia. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.